So let's start tonight's practice on our backs. Get yourself cozy. And just as you're getting settled in, I wanted to say thank you and welcome to tonight's Relax, Rejuvenate class. My name is Renee. And thank you so much for sharing your practice and filling your cup tonight. So again, find yourself on your mat. If you've got a wall and you wanted to put your legs up the wall, that's fantastic. If you'd feel more comfortable lying on your side or on your belly, whatever is comfortable, just to arrive and settle into your mat and into your space. And then as you settle in on your mat as well, options for the legs. They can be outstretched much like you would in Shavasana, with the arms at your side. If it's more comfortable on the back to have the knees bent and the feet flat on the mat, maybe you even start the class with the feet together, almost like a butterfly pose, with the knees bent and out to the sides to open up the hips. So again, yogi's choice on how you want to settle in. If you've got blocks or rolled up towels or books, you can be creative with any props or anything that you might need for your practice, whether that's tonight or in future practices that we might do together. So as you settle into your mat, start to deepen those breaths. Noticing each inhale as it comes in through the nose and out through the mouth. Sighing it out on the exhale. And just simply noticing in this place of stillness, maybe even closing down the eyes. How is the body feeling right now? What's the body telling you? Maybe in this place of stillness, you're able to finally catch your breath from a physical perspective. Allowing this time with simply being present with your breath to allow you to check in. Is your breath flowing freely from the belly into the chest? Or is it getting stuck somewhere, feeling tense or tight anywhere? Just simply observing. And again, taking those breaths in through the nose and exhaling them with a sigh out through the mouth. And then let's take one hand to the lower belly, the other hand to your chest. We're going to start to bring some mindfulness in that breathing. So in your next inhale, breathing in from deep at the base of the belly, feeling it filling up for a count of 1, 2, and 3. Holding it there just for a moment and exhaling it out through the mouth for 3, 2, and 1. Let's do that again, inhaling just into the belly for a count of 1, in through the nose, 2, and 3, holding it there. And exhaling it out through the mouth for 3, 2, and 1. Nice controlled breaths. One more time in through the belly for 1, 2, and 3. Holding it there, feeling a nice full belly. And exhaling it out for 3, 2, and 1. Now let's expand that into the belly and into the chest. So we're going to take a much longer breath, breathing it in through the nose for 1, into the belly, 2, filling the belly all the way to the top for 3. Holding all the breath in the belly as we move into the chest. Front body into the chest. Filling up the ribs to the side. 5. Back body even. Filling up the chest, keeping the breath into the belly and the chest. And then exhaling it all out for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do that 2 parts again. In through the belly for a count of 1. Filling up the belly through the nose, 2, 3. Holding it there into the chest for 4, 5, and 6. And then exhaling it out through the mouth, all of the belly and the chest at the same time. 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more set, nice and controlled in through the nose for 1. Filling up the belly, 2. And 3, holding it there into the chest for 4, 5, and 6. You've got all that juicy breath into the belly, into the chest, and exhale it all out for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing the hands back down to the sides of the body. And then wherever the legs are, let's meet with the feet flat on the mat, knees bent. So we'll remain on our back. Maybe just take a slight adjustment to lay that spine out nice and long. And again, we've got feet flat, the knees bent. And just feeling yourself maybe tuning in and feeling maybe a little bit different after we've taken those mindful breaths. Oftentimes when we arrive on our mat, we're still trying to process the day that passed. Let's try to use the next few postures and breaths as we move together for the rest of the practice and focus on being here in the present. Let's draw the knees into the chest, hugging those knees in, letting the head just stay on the mat, rocking ourselves left to right. Just a gentle rock to massage the spine out. And then curling the forehead to the knees, just rounding the back a little bit, maybe hugging those forearms around the knees as well, hugging yourself into a nice tight ball. And then releasing the feet down to the mat and keeping those knees bent. So with the feet flat on the mat, just see if you can touch the heels with the fingertips. You can extend the hips to the sky. And coming into a bridge posture here. So just simply elevating the hips. And then maybe even clasping those hands underneath the back. Clasping the fingers together. Keeping those hips elevated and keeping those breaths flowing nice and long. Inhaling in through the nose. And exhaling it out through the mouth. Feeling that space filling up still. Into the belly. Into the chest on the inhales. And breathing it all out through the mouth with a sigh for the exhales. Your next inhale, we're going to raise those hands, release them from behind your back. Raise the hands above the head so they come right back. Tops of the hands touch the back of the mat behind you, keeping those hips nice and high. And on the exhale, the hands are going to float back through center. All the way down, the hips are going to come down as well to the mat. Now we've got both the palms, the arms beside us. The hips are down to the mat. Back is still nice and long, resting on the mat. Let's take a couple of flows here. So we're going to raise the hips up to the sky, raising the arms up through center, and the arms come all the way to the back of the mat behind you. And then on the exhale, taking those hips back down to your mat, the arms are going to float through center, and then the arms come nice and long back down to the mat, palms down. Let's do that 2 more, flowing with the breath on the inhale. hips will rise, the hands will rise up to the sky, and then come back behind you. Inhaling again, and then on the exhale, coming back through center. Let's do one more inhale here, raising the hips, taking those arms up to the sky. The arms come back behind you. On the exhale, hips come down, hands come down. Bring those knees into the chest again, gentle hug, left to right. Massaging the spine. Again, head comes up to the knees. Just a gentle rock left to right here. And then bringing the head back down to the mat. Bringing those feet up to the sky in waterfall. Allowing the spine to stay nice and long and resting on the mat. Maybe a gentle point and flex of the feet. The hands can stay down beside the body. Palms facing down. Just rotating the ankles around one direction. Maybe hearing some pops as the ankles get to move around. Just move the feet in any direction, switching direction with those rotations of the ankles. And then gently bringing those feet back down to the mat. We're going to keep that left foot rooted and planted down on the mat. The left knee is bent. We're going to set up to figure 4. So taking that right foot and crossing it over that left knee. And maybe this is where you stay for figure 4 on this side. Maybe just simply pressing into that right knee to open up that right side. It's either in stillness or maybe just a gentle rock left to right. See where you might feel some sensation in the hip and then hold it there for that stretch. Maybe you go a little bit deeper and reach through and grab a hold of the back of that left knee. And bring that left knee back towards the body. You can use that right elbow to push into that right knee. Just relaxing that left foot. You can keep that at 90 degrees or raise it up if you wanted to feel different sensations, but maybe for tonight, let's just go easy and let that left foot just relax. It's more about the sensation into that right hip. So if you've got a hold of that back of that left knee, just allow yourself to relax the shoulders to the mat. Not so much to find tension and roll up in the shoulders. Just simply finding a place that allows the upper body to relax first. And then once you've got that, use that right elbow into that right knee, opening it up. And then either here in stillness, if that's enough of a sensation, or a gentle rock over to the left, maybe just a couple inches to see how that feels on the outside of that right hip. And then gently shift over to the right. How does that feel? You may not feel as much of a stress if you rock to the right as if you do to the left. And as you rock just a little bit to the left, you don't want to be falling over, just enough to just to feel an extra stretch on the back of that right hip. Again, keep those breaths nice and deep in through the nose and out through the mouth, through your practice. And then back through center with the legs. Taking that left foot down to the mat if it's not already there. We're going to cross that right knee all the way over the left. We're going to take the arms out to the sides. If you don't have enough room, maybe cactus the arms and holding on to the top corners of your mat. Then taking those knees that are nice and crossed, shift the hips over to the right. Take the knees still crossed into the chest, and then drop the knees over to the left. Now, as you drop the knees over to the left, still crossed, you've got those feet likely having that right foot on the mat or on the floor beside you. If you're finding that as those knees fall to the left, that right shoulder is coming off the mat, ease up on the knees on the left side. So see if you can intend to bring both shoulders to the mat. We've got a nice gentle twist here. It's not how far the knees are coming down as they're coming to the left. It's more just to feel a little bit of a gentle sensation Gentle stretch, bringing those organs out, detoxifying the body in all sorts of ways, which is great. And taking your head and rolling your head over to the right. So you've got a nice twist from the top of the head all the way down to the toes pretty much here. Let's take 3 nice deep breaths once you've settled into that twist, and then inhale through the nose. And side out through the mouth. 2 more times, inhaling through the nose. And exhaling through the mouth. Last one on this side, nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhaling it out through the mouth. Your next inhale, bringing those knees back through center. Shifting the weight of the hips back through center as well. We'll uncross that right foot, keeping the knees bent for a moment with the feet flat. You can release those hands back to the side of the body. And just allow the spine to neutralize. So come in that nice flat back before we do anything else and set up for the other side. And so as we're here, let's take a little waterfall for the arms. So keeping the feet planted, the knees bent. Just take those fingertips up to the sky. So as you take the fingertips up to the sky, relax the shoulders. It's just the fingertips up. You don't want to crunch and hunch the shoulders over. And so with a flick of the wrist, let's do this in slow motion. So with the fingertips up, we're going to say almost like stop. So the world might feel like it's closing down on you, coming down in so many ways, so many times throughout the day. So let's just work out those wrists that might be not getting the kind of love that they need. So if you've got almost like stop signs with the hands, the palms of the hands are facing the sky up above, and then flicking those wrists down. So it's just a nice gentle stretch. The arms are still long and extended. And again, up with the hands, flicking the wrists up, just slow motion. So the palms are now facing the sky. And see if we can move that with your breath. So each inhale, it's just the palms that are moving. The palms are to the sky. The wrists are taking a nice stretch, nice long arms as well, nice and strong. And exhale, fingertips point down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling, just the palms. And exhaling down. So like gentle stretches like this are fantastic. If you're on the verge of tennis elbow, let's do that 1 more time. Or if you've had it, if it's something that's reoccurring for you. Something that I've been battling with for the last couple months. So this is great. Just this gentle stretch. And then rotating the wrists around. One direction, keeping them nice and high. Again, bring some of that blood flow back to your heart, back to your core. Rotating those wrists back in the other direction. Bringing the hands back down, side the body. Let's set up for figure 4 on the opposite side. So this time taking that left foot, crossing it over the right knee. Making sure your spine is nice and long on the mat. And so the same as with the other side. Maybe this is as far as you go with your figure 4 tonight. Maybe you're simply pushing into that left knee to find some sensation, keeping that left foot flexed and just opening up the left side. Maybe your figure 4 looks a little different. Maybe you're feeding through, grabbing hold of the back of that right knee. So this is where you are. Again, you can use that left hand to push into the left knee. Maybe it's taking that left elbow and pushing into the left knee. Wherever you are, let's just take it at a very relaxed pace here. Relaxing that right foot, keeping that left foot flexed as it crosses over the right knee. And then maybe staying here in stillness with that elbow into the left knee. Or maybe a gentle rock to the right, a couple of inches. Seeing what kind of sensation you might feel. You may feel it tighter on the back of that right hip, that right glute, feeling a nice stretch there. And just using this as an opportunity to find that place. And then take a couple deep breaths when you get there and just breathe into that stretch where it feels nice and juicy. Maybe a gentle rock in the opposite direction, over to the left, not too much that you're falling over. If you do, just come on back up. And then coming back through center, planting that right foot down. keeping the knees bent, crossing that left knee over the right. Just giving yourself a second here, shifting the hips over to the left, keeping both knees bent, taking both knees and hugging them towards the chest, and then dropping the knees over to the right. So the knees are crossed. Maybe you're even planting that left foot as you come across. The same as the opposite side, if you're feeling that that left shoulder now is coming off the mat, ease up on the knees a little bit, bring them up. Allow yourself as much as possible to try to keep both shoulders planted on the mat. Maybe the arms all the way out to the sides of the palms down. Another alternative is to grab the top corners of the mat in cactus style. So as you've got those knees, drop it over to the right, take the head over to the left. So you've got a nice gentle twist, bringing things out on the other side. Really detoxifying the organs on the inhale through the nose. Exhaling it out through the mouth. Do that for 3 breaths on this side, again, in through the nose. Exhaling it out through the mouth. One more deep inhale here. Exhaling it out through the mouth. Your next inhale, bringing those knees back through center, adjusting the hips so that they come back to center. Feeling yourself nice and long, uncrossing the knees so the feet are flat on the mat. Releasing the hands if they're gripped onto the top corners of the mat or if they were out flat. Just bringing those hands back down beside the body. Planting those feet. And then let's just windshield wiper the knees, left, both falling to the left. Through center on the inhale. Exhaling it out as the knees drop to the right. Inhaling through center. Exhale as the knees drop to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. Sorry, to the left. Inhale through center. One more time. Exhale, drop those knees to the right. As you bring the knees in the next inhale through center. This time hugging the knees into the chest again. Gentle roll left to right. Nicely, gently massaging that spine out. And let's grab a hold of the back of the knees. And then we'll gently rock forwards and backwards, massaging the spine out and the other way. Just taking however many rocks you need just to come up to seated. And then when we get there, let's cross our legs or whatever seated comfortable pose works. We'll keep things fairly low key and low to the mat tonight. I just got a sense when we started tonight that people could use a little bit of extra grounding and support TLC. So we'll keep it low and slow. Let's take the arms with a nice deep inhale, maybe even looking up to the fingertips. Exhale, bring the hands back to the sides. Let's be mindful as we do that 2 more times. The shoulders don't hunch up to the ears, so keep the shoulders nice and low, just the hands that come up. Exhale as the hands come back down to the sides. This next one, keeping the shoulders down, it's just the fingertips. Exhale it down through heart center. Let's do another deep inhale with the arms coming up to the sky. Exhaling this time, gently twisting over to the right, palms coming down. Still keeping those sits bones nice and planted. Inhaling as we come up through center, fingertips up to the sky. Twisting over to the left, dropping the hands nice and long, palms down to the mat. Inhaling, gentle twist through center, hands coming up to the sky. Exhaling, taking that gaze and the palms down as we come over to the right. Again, inhaling, hands come up through center, twisting through center. Exhaling, hands come down, palms down to the mat. Twist it out. Inhale again, back up through center, palms up to the sky. Last time on each side, exhale it over to the right, palms come down. Inhale, hands come up through center again. And exhale it out as we come over to the left. Inhaling the hands back through center. Exhaling them back to heart center. So let's twist tonight, which is really great. Just moving things around, which feels so good. Let's take those hands, keep them grounded to the knees. Let's cross the legs in the opposite direction. Mix it up a little bit. Let's take some shoulder rolls, taking those shoulders up to the ears on the inhale. Exhale them back down on the exhale. Do that a couple more times. Maybe the hands even start to levitate off the knees to give you even more exaggerated movements. Really stretching it out. Exhale it out too. Last one, inhaling nice and high with those shoulders. Exhale it out, letting those shoulders come down. Sigh it out. Perfect. Just wiggling it out a little bit. Shaking out whatever doesn't work for you, letting go of anything you need to release from the day, the week that just passed. Let's take some neck rolls as well, bringing that chin to chest. Rolling the head over to the right. Ear to right shoulder. And then back through center, bring that chest in through the center. And then bringing that head over to the left ear to left shoulder. Keeping those shoulders nice and low, back through center, rolling the head back down. Rolling the head over to the right. And then taking that head back through center. Rolling the head over to the left. Last one, back through center. Over to the right. And then finishing it off back through center as we take it over to the left. Perfect. And let's take ourselves into table. Moving those knees under the hips. Finding a nice flat back. Hugging that belly button into the spine. So even though we're here in table, try not to let the belly collapse. And see if you can find some, as we're in this table position, again, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. And imagine you're squeezing those shoulder blades together behind you to find space. So as we sit up, we'll make this an active cat and cow. So by active, we're going to push into the big toes as we come into cow. So on the inhale, we're going to look forward, pushing into those big toes, looking up to the sky. And on the exhale, feet down to the tops of the feet, rounding the back, chin to chest, into cat. So moving with your own breath here as you inhale, pushing into the tops of the big toes, looking forward, dropping the belly, arching the back, opening up across the chest. On the exhale, rounding the back, chin to chest, tops of the feet come down. Inhaling again, nice and deep, looking forward. And exhale into cat, rounding the spine, chin to chest. And this time as we inhale, coming back through center. We're going to plant that right hand underneath the nose, flat on the mat. Next inhale, we're going to do this one 3 times. So first breath, we're going to come up with the left hand. And then we're going to exhale, just touch down, but we're going to come back up. So don't stay here and get too comfy. Inhale for your second breath, reaching up with that left hand in the sky, nice and long. Exhale, touching down with the left ear, left shoulder. Keeping those hips high. Last one, inhaling nice and tall with that left hand to the sky. And as you exhale, coming all the way down, resting on that left ear, left shoulder. So as you come down, staying down on that left side, maybe that right hand, I'm going to move myself around. Maybe the right hand stays down on the mat. Maybe that right hand comes up to the sky, hooks onto that lower back or the inside of the top of that left thigh. Either way, keep the hips nice and high. You can even try to extend that stretch by opening up the chest towards that right side. Imagine you're pulling that right shoulder kind of back and down Find a little bit of space in this kind of twist as well. Continue those breaths nice and long here. We'll take 3 cycles of breath. If you're finding that your breath is constricted, ease up a little bit. Maybe take that right hand back down to the mat. And this is just to try to open up some space. Release anything that we don't need with lots of twists and lots of stretching. Slow pace tonight. Last round of nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhaling out through the mouth. Your next inhale, we're going to take that right hand back up to the sky and taking that right palm back down to the mat. Pushing into the right hand, coming back to neutral table. Just giving yourself a couple moments here just to wiggle the spine. Maybe take some C-curve shapes with the hips. We don't want to rush into the other side, especially if you might be feeling lightheaded by taking some of those movements as well. Just listening to what the body needs. And then it's wiggling out the spine. Maybe it's even taking some circles. Just releasing out and just giving your body what it might need before you set up to the other side. So on this side, we're going to take the right palm, place the right palm down on the mat. Take a nice deep inhale with that left hand up. And gently come down. Just resting. We just do that side? I feel like we just did. Yeah, we did. Did I do that? Sorry, this time we're planting the left hand. Sorry, left hand under the nose. We're going to take a nice deep inhale. Let's reset. Deep inhale with the right hand coming up. Exhale, we're going to come down on that right shoulder. Keeping the hips high. Inhaling up with that right hand, reaching up to the sky. Exhale, coming down, right shoulder, right ear. Last one, reaching up. Nice deep inhale with that right hand coming up. This time on the exhale, coming all the way down on that right ear, right shoulder. And as we come down on that right ear, right shoulder, just switching sides here so you can see. So that right hand is down. Maybe taking that right palm up to the sky. Just letting that right arm come nice and long under the body. The left hand can stay planted. Or maybe that left hand reaches up to the sky this time. And that left hand can reach behind, hold on to that lower back. Or maybe the left hand even hooks onto the top of that right thigh. Wherever you are here, again, you shouldn't have any restriction in the breath. If you're feeling restricted, it's hard to breathe, just ease up. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out through the mouth. Do that 2 more times, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Last one, nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out with a sigh. Next inhale, if the arm is at the lower back or the inside of the leg, reach to the sky and exhale that hand back down to the mat. Coming back into table. And then just give ourselves a second here. Just again, C curve, looking towards that left heel. Looking towards the right heel. Moving with the breath on the inhale through center. Exhale over to the left heel. Back through center. Exhaling it over to the right side. Now as we come back through center, we're just going to melt into child's pose. So let's take the knees to the other edges of the mat. Big toes come together and then sink the hips back. Now, if this is too much on the knees or the hips, again, if you've got a block, some books, towels, hoodies, want to prop up the hips, you can. And then if it's okay, again, on the knees, we'll rest the chest, the belly towards the mat. Maybe you want to prop up the fists on top of each other and rest the forehead on the fists. Or if you've got blocks nearby, you can try that. Or whatever props you have nearby. So maybe that's where you come for child's pose. Maybe the hands come above the head, resting the forehead on the mat. And wherever child's pose is for you, just wiggle out those hips a little bit, just sink in and just see how we're feeling. And then from here, let's walk the hands to the top right corner of the mat. Taking that left hand on top of the right. Again, keep those hips sinking into the mat. Feeling a nice long stretch from the tips of the left middle fingers all the way down that left side into that left hip. 3 nice deep breaths here as you inhale through the nose. And exhale it out with a sigh through the mouth. And 2 more nice deep breaths here in through the nose. Exhale it out through the mouth. Last one, inhale through the nose. And as you exhale it through the mouth, walking those fingertips through center, and bringing those fingertips to the top left corner of the mat. Taking that right palm on top of that left hand so that you can extend that stretch from the tips of those right middle fingers all the way down that right side, feeling the stretch right into that right hip. We'll just sink down here into the stretch for 3 nice deep breaths. 2 more, inhaling through the nose. And exhaling through the mouth. Last one in here through the nose. Exhaling it out through the mouth. Your next inhale, walking those fingertips through center. Shifting the weight forward and all the way down to the belly. The one thing I'll say is if you were further along in a pregnancy, perhaps you don't want to be on your belly. So listening to what the doctor's been giving you or what you know about your body. So I would say pregnancy, not the belly. If you're okay, you're not pregnant, we're okay to be on the belly. For those who might need to come off the belly, you can come into the knees and come into a puppy stretch. That's safer if you shouldn't be on your belly for whatever reason. For those of us who are okay on our bellies, we're going to take the hand, we're going to do a boat pose, but we'll do it in 2 parts. So the first one, we're going to take the right hand kind of parallel to the front of the mat. So stay on your belly, but I'll just show you what I mean. So the right hand kind of comes like this in front of your mat. And then we're going to use that so that we can extend and stretch on the left side first. So staying down, got our right hand down, that right arm, forearm is down, just under the body. So you want to lift it up a little bit so it's kind of underneath where the shoulders are. Keeping those hips square, we're going to reach back with that left hand and hold on to the top of that left foot. You're going to take 3 nice deep breaths, maybe even bringing that left knee off the mat. Still inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. This is just to give you a little bit of sensation on that left side. Feeling that stretch. You're opening up across the chest. And nice bonus, feeling a little bit of a back bend and a stretch in the front of that left leg. Last deep inhale on this side through the nose. And as you exhale through the mouth, release that left foot. We'll just set up for the other side. Again, taking that left palm down. Your left forearm is parallel to the top of your mat. Raising your right foot and grabbing hold of that right foot with that right hand. So inhaling nice and deep, maybe taking that chest off the mat a little bit more and exhaling it through the mouth. Maybe even pushing that right foot into that right hand and elevating that right knee off the mat. Don't do that if it feels like you're going to pull something. You just simply can keep that right knee and the right thigh on and the quad on the mat and push into that right foot. We're just looking for the smallest stretch even in the front of that right leg. Left leg stays nice and long. Last inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Release that right foot. Let's push into the hands again. And just coming back into child's pose one more time. Knees to the outer edge of the mat. Big toes together, sinking those hips back. And again, releasing the arms out in front, or maybe stacking the fists. Maybe wiggling the hips out a little bit here. And then let's slowly bring our hands down to the mat. Adjust the knees in through center, coming back to that neutral table. And as we come into that neutral table, let's take 3 more cat and cows here, just feeling the breath as it moves in on the inhale, taking those big toes back, engaging that cow as we look up to the sky. And as we exhale, rounding the back, chin to chest, release the feet, rounding the back. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling, looking up to the sky, dropping the belly, opening up the chest towards the front of the mat, big toes push into the back. Exhale, rounding the back, chin to chest, tops of the feet come down. Let's do that 1 more time. Inhaling, looking forward, look to the sky, push into those big toes. And exhale, rounding the back, chin to chest, tops of the feet. Back through neutral center. Just going to shift our weight over to our bums and come back to seated. Let's extend that right leg out in front of us. Toes are pointed to the sky. We'll take that left foot and bring that left foot, sole of the foot, on the inside of that right thigh. If you need a little bit of love for that left knee, you can prop it up with a towel or block if you've got something nearby. Let's take a nice deep inhale with the arms up to the sky with the fingertips, maybe even looking up with the fingertips. Exhale, folding forward, body towards those legs. Inhale, bringing those arms back up to the sky. Exhale, back down towards that extended right leg. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale it out as you fold all the way over that right leg. Inhale as we come up through center with the arms. And as we exhale, bring the arms down beside us. Next inhale, we're going to take that left knee, step that left foot over. You can leave that right leg extended, or maybe even curl that or kind of bend that right leg in, as long as both sits bones are staying planted on the mat when we do this. If you're finding that you're leaning over to one side, go back to that extended right leg. So if you're okay with this, and you've got both hip sits bones planted, we're going to take that left hand and reach up to the sky. Left hand comes down behind us. We're going to take that right hand up to the sky and reach it in to that left knee. Sitting up nice and tall. And then as you exhale, looking over that left side. Nice gentle twist. Inhaling, looking tall to the sky. Exhale, looking over that left shoulder. 1 more time, nice and tall to find some more length. And exhale, looking over that left shoulder. Your next inhale, coming through center, releasing the hands, just a gentle counter twist, tenting those fingertips over to the right. Coming back through center, your next inhale, releasing the feet, and let's switch sides. Extending that left leg this time. The right foot comes on the inside of that left leg. Prop up that right knee, that right knee if you need it. Take a nice deep inhale with the arms, reaching those fingertips up to the sky. Again, dropping the shoulders. And then on the exhale, folding towards that bent left leg. Inhale, nice and long, nice and tall. Bring those fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, fold the hands and the body all the way towards that left leg. Last one, inhale up. Exhale, fold it all the way, body down, folding over that right. Extended left leg, sorry. As you inhale the arms all the way up, exhale those arms out to the side. Bring that right knee up this time, stepping that right knee over that left leg. This side might be a little bit different, or maybe you stay extended with that left leg. You need to try something a little bit different. Taking that left leg, as long as both sits bones are sitting on the mat still, maybe crossing that behind you. So taking a nice deep inhale. Let's actually take a nice deep inhale with that right arm first and exhale it behind us. Nice deep inhale with that left hand. And on the exhale, taking that left elbow on the outside of that right knee. Take a nice deep inhale, maybe the fingertips come up or they're extended towards the mat. Exhale it out as you look over that right shoulder. So keeping that twist, sitting up nice and tall on the inhale. And on the exhale, you're twisting maybe deeper, looking over that right shoulder on the exhale. Last nice deep inhale, sitting up taller. Exhaling it out as you look over that right shoulder. Your next inhale, coming back through center, gentle counter twist over to the left, tenting the fingertips. And then exhale, coming back through center, releasing. And let's release the legs so that the feet are coming flat to the mat. Their knees are bent. We got the feet about hip width apart. Taking the hands just behind you. Fingertips can be pointed backwards or front, whatever feels more comfortable. Sitting it nice and tall, opening up across the chest. And then exhale, drop the knees, over to the right. Inhaling the knees both together through center. Exhaling both knees over to the left. So moving with your own breath, inhale comes through center. Exhale, drop the knees over to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale the knees over to the left. Inhale through center. And this time let's stay in the center. We're going to take a little bit of a modified, kind of like a modified figure four. So we'll keep that left foot planted. We're going to keep the body nice and propped up with the hands. We're going to take that right the right foot. We're going to cross it over that left knee. And so this is like a bit of a modified figure four in that we've got the same kind of leg movements, but we're sitting up tall. And so we're here, just a gentle rock, left to right with the knees. Just feel those different sensations to open up the hips maybe a little bit. Keeping the breath flowing nice and deep through the inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Just rock one more on each side. Just to feel some sensation in the hips. Let's come back through center, release that right foot. We're going to set up for the other side. So taking that left foot, crossing it over the right knee this time. Keeping that left foot flexed. And then just a gentle rock, left to right. Just moving that right knee as it supports that left leg. Keeping that gentle rock, left to right. Just feeling some different sensations. Again, make sure the back doesn't round. You're sitting nice and tall, opening up across the chest. Perfect. And then releasing the foot back to the mat. Just a gentle windshield wipe left to right on each side. And then let's adjust back to center with the body, shifting the weight around. And then one vertebrae at a time, we're going to come back down to the mat, onto our backs. Keeping those knees bent, feet flat on the mat. Settling in. Let's hug those knees into the chest. Bringing that forehead to the knees. Just rounding yourself. Maybe even holding on to the knees with the forearms. Just rocking gently left to right. We're going to stay nice and low here. And then coming back through center, grab the hold of the outsides of the feet into happy baby, or whatever version of happy baby you'd like to adapt tonight. So if it's not the outsides of the feet, maybe it's the ankles or the pant legs. And imagine here when you're in this happy baby as well, that you're not rounding the spine. Bring the shoulders up to the ears. See if you can find some softness. Relaxing those shoulders down towards the mat. And then also see if you can lay out that spine. What I mean by that is trying to find some length from the tip of the head to the base of the spine so that you feel as many parts of that spine relaxed on the mat. And then in that happy baby, maybe staying static and still. Maybe a gentle rock left or right. Maybe extend one leg at a time, straightening maybe the right and then the left. Giving yourself a little extra stretch in each of those legs. Maybe both get extended, depending on how mobile you are. Just listening to what the body might need in terms of any extra stretching. And then releasing back into the hug of the knees. And then extending those legs nice and long to the mat. Stretching those arms and those fingertips all the way to the back of the mat, so the fingertips are now just laying down, the tops of the hands are relaxing on the mat behind you. Feeling a nice deep stretch from the tips of the fingers to the tips of the toes. And then relax. And if there's anything else the body feels like it might need before we close out our practice tonight, feel free to honor that. Listen to what the body needs. And then when you're ready, let's set up into Shavasana. So Shavasana is different for everyone. Maybe your Shavasana tonight is taking up all the corners of the mat. Feet to the outer edges. The arms maybe are splayed out to the sides. The beauty of not having anyone on the mat beside you, unless you have somebody at home with you, is that you can take up as much space as you need. So Shavasana maybe is on your side. Maybe if you've got the luxury of the side of a couch, the side of a bed, or a wall. Maybe even Shavasana tonight is taking the legs up the wall, seeing things from a different perspective. And if you take the legs up the wall for Shavasana, you can extend that height by putting something underneath the sits bones if you want to elevate the hips and the legs. But whatever Shavasana needs to be for you tonight, take that resting pose and just relax. Coming back to those breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Just forget about how you need to feel. Don't force anything. Take any wiggling movements that you need to truly settle in. Again, just give yourself permission to give the body whatever it needs as you close out your practice. Enjoy Shavasana. Enjoy the stillness. Enjoy the peace. Remember that your body is always, always listening. Sorry, is always speaking to you. Yeah, the body's always speaking. So if we are in stillness and give ourselves some quiet time, we can listen to when the body is talking to us in these gentle whispers. And it's in these times of being still and quiet, hearing the body when it whispers, that we can nourish it and give it what it needs so that it doesn't have to yell at us. Enjoy Shavasana. And see if you can hear those whispers. And then gently starting to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Just finding some movement wherever you are. We're just gently rolling the head left to right. If you have had the legs at the wall or the legs elevated, Maybe coming down onto the back or resting on the side. And then if you're not already there, let's take the feet to the mat, bending the knees, and then rolling over to the right side so that we can bring that energy back to a state of calm, relaxation by resting on that right side. And then when you're ready, pushing into that left hand to bring yourself up to seated. Or if you want to finish your practice in Shavasana and stay where you are, that's totally fine too. The beauty of doing a class before bed. You're just listening to whatever it is the body might need, honoring that, listening to those whispers. And if you're sitting and seated and you'd like to join me to close out the practice, let's take those shoulders to the ears on the inhale. Exhale it out through the mouth for a sigh on the exhale. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling nice and deep, shoulders to the ears. Exhale it out, shoulders back on the exhale, sigh it out. Last one, deep inhale, shoulders up to the ears. And exhale it out with a sigh. Let's take those hands as we extend them up to the sky, inhaling up, maybe even taking those eyes up to the fingers. Exhaling those hands back to heart center. Let's take a nice deep inhale, bring those hands back up to the sky. Exhale the palms down to the sides of the body on the exhale. Let's reverse that, bring those fingertips up to the sky. Maybe even looking up to those fingertips, exhaling hands down to heart center. Again, hands up with heart center, all the way up to the sky. Exhale, the palms facing down, arms out to the sides. Last nice deep inhale, palms up to the sky. And let's finish up with the hands in prayer at our heart center. Then bringing those thumbs up to the third eye, to the middle of the forehead. And as we bow the head to the heart, honoring yourself and the mind, and bowing down to the heart, to our core, to our center. Thank you so, so much for sharing your practice and your energy, but most of all, thank you to yourself for taking this time for you. Namaste.